Now, one thing a lot of young adults are turning to right now to kind of fight back against the current economy is they are moving back in with their parents. And there are some benefits and downsides to this. But according to recent Pew Research, they found out that 57% of Americans between age 18 and 24 are living in a parent's home, which is even higher than the 53% who lived at home in 1993. And obviously the number one reason that young adults move back in with their parents is to save money, or they're just broke and can't afford the bills anymore. And there can be some serious savings. Like, for example, they talked to one 23-year-old who lives in Massachusetts who says that even for a crappy apartment where he's at will cost you $2,000 a month, which means he's saving at least $24,000 a year, actually more because you have utilities and things like that to pay for as well. So this guy's saving probably close to 30 grand a year just by living at home with his parents. And 23 isn't that old. It's still pretty young, and it's smart if you're using that time frame to get ahead financially for yourself. He even says, I view it as a short-term trade-off for longer-term financial stability. And this is how everybody who's living with their parents as young adults needs to look at it, because that's how you're going to be able to leapfrog ahead and have financial stability even when times are tough. During this time, you should be not only saving, but you should be investing as much as you can and be putting yourself in the position to become a homeowner one day if that's what you want, or have a huge emergency fund in case something bad happens once you're out on your own. Even if you are expected to contribute to the bills, there's a good chance that your parents probably bought their house a long time ago when prices were a lot lower, which means that your share of the bills is going to be a lot lower. Their mortgage payment's probably a third of what most people are paying today. So helping out should be a nothing burger if you have a good job. This 23-year-old kid is actually a real estate agent. Kind of reminds me a lot of myself back then with the things that he's saying and doing with his money. Besides, I didn't live with my parents when I was 23. But he says, I currently spend around $1,200 a month on business expenses being in real estate. So living at home is putting him at a huge advantage in his business and able to spend to get clients and marketing expenses. It's expensive to be a real estate agent, especially to do it right and to have a steady flow of contacts coming through, especially in a market like this. But you just got to make sure that if you decide to move back in with your parents in order to save a little bit of extra money, that it doesn't become a permanent situation, because it's not going to be good for you or for them. Like for you, it's going to stunt your growth in life in the sense that you're going to get too comfortable not having to push yourself or to actually realize the full financial responsibility of living on your own. Because the research is clear, and it points to the fact that 32% of young adults living at home experience a negative impact on their sense of independence, while 24% feel a negative impact on their social lives. Especially when it comes to dating and finding a life partner, it can be a lot more difficult to do stuff like that when mom and dad are in the room next door. Being single makes it easier to live at home, but it also makes it harder to date. But I don't think there's anything wrong with moving back in with your folks, as long as it's going to be temporary and you're going to use it as a stepping stone to further yourself to an even better position in life. So let me know if you guys learned anything new today. Let me know if you're going to be following some of these steps of the wealthy in order to build wealth for yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.